Hi guys, and welcome to Pilates in the Home. I really hope you enjoy our first Pilates session together. So I'm going to get straight on in today, and I really hope you enjoy. If you do, please do hit that thumbs up button, please subscribe, and I hope you enjoy all the workouts I'm going to be making for you. Okay, so we're just going to start by turning our head from side to side, warming up our neck muscles, ensuring that our shoulders are down and away from our ears. We don't want to be hunching up or anything like that. We really want to just extend our shoulder blades down our back and just turning our head from side to side. We're then going to roll our neck forwards and to the side, forwards and to the side. You don't want to take it all the way back because you don't want to hyperextend the neck, but you just want to keep rolling it forward, just stretching out those neck muscles. We're now going to go to the edge of our mat, feet hip width apart, shoulders down and away from our ears, making sure that our feet are nice and straight, rolling the shoulders back, a slight bend in the knees. We're going to roll our back all the way down, rolling all the way down to the floor, ensuring we're going down one vertebra at a time. And we're going to walk our hands forward into a nice press up position, nice and strong, and we're going to do a press up. We're then going to push back up, walk our hands backwards, holding the stretch at the bottom, making sure our legs are nice and getting a nice stretch, keeping those legs slightly bent. We're going to roll, stacking our spine back on top of each other, one vertebra at a time, rolling the shoulders back last, head is last to come up. Deep breath in and exhale, and we're going to go back down again. Now if a full press up is too difficult for you, don't worry. You can pop your knees on the floor, which I'm showing you here. You could just pop your knees on the floor and just do a press up with your knees on the floor, going as far as down as you possibly can. And then you push yourself back up into press up position and roll yourself back up in the same way we have just done before. Again, shoulders back, head last to come up. Taking that deep breath in again, exhaling, rolling all the way down, really trying to feel those vertebrae separating as you go down, holding that stretch at the bottom before going into your press up and pushing back up and walking your hands down. Now we try to do around 8 repetitions per an exercise. So you just do that in your own time, just using me as your guide as you go, ensuring you breathe in and out as you go down. Walking the hands forwards, breathe in and exhale to do your press up. Good. Breathing in as you walk your hands back. And exhale to roll back up again. Just keep thinking about your breathing. It's not as important as to getting it correct, just to make sure that you are actually breathing and not holding your breath in. You want to ensure that you are holding your tummy muscles in, and obviously your pelvic floor muscles as well, which is your wee muscle. If you don't know what your pelvic floor muscle is, it's the muscle that you use to hold in if you need the toilet. Okay, coming onto your hands and knees, we're going to do the cat stretch. We're going to push right up, as you can see here, really sort of dishing that back, coming back down to a flat back to begin with, pushing all the way back up again, really feeling that stretch down the back. This is a really nice stretch just to feel like the top back separating each vertebra. So just going to keep pushing that up and then coming back down into that nice flat back position. Again, really pushing up and coming down. Now you don't want to lift your head up further. You want to keep your eyes looking on that mat so that your neck is nice and flat as well. Good. Just one more, I believe. Good, and we're now going to take the opposite arm and leg out in front and behind us, and then we're going to lift them off the mat. Now this is a really good core exercise. You really have to pull in your tummy muscles and make sure that everything is nice and tight to keep balance. What you want to look at is to not tilt your hips. You want your hips to stay flat as possible, and keeping that arm as well, nice and sort of to shoulder height. Really extending outwards, really feeling the stretch. Remember to keep your pelvic floor muscles engaged. And just keep going in and out, changing legs and arms per exercise so that you're working both sides equally. Remember to breathe in through your nose, out of your mouth as you rise up. And just keep on breathing through these exercises. Good. We're now going to move on to another exercise. We're going to pop one elbow down on the floor so that your sort of arm is flat to the floor, and taking that opposite leg out and then kicking that leg. This is really good exercise for working the bum and the side of the leg. So you're lifting it outwards, kicking, put back to outwards, and then down. Out, kick, back, down. Out, kick, back, down. And just really feeling the burn in the bum in this particular exercise. It is quite a painful one, but it really works. Once you've done about 8 on that side, we're just going to swap over and do exactly the same on the other side. So lifting that leg out and kicking. Good. As you can see here, you can see that I tip my hip backwards, sort of not backwards, upwards, and then I kick out. Good. This is like a really good one. When you're kicking, make sure you're really extending that leg as well, making sure that we're getting nice long lean muscles as we do these exercises. Good. Now we're just going to go down into a baby pose or swan pose, whatever you want to call it. Lots of people call it different things. I call it the swan pose, and you just go down onto your sort of hit your bum onto your feet and just relax down. Good. We're now going to come onto our tummy, head down onto the mat, arms, sort of hands beside your face. We're then just going to push up off the mat, keeping our hands steady on the mat, and we're going to just work the top of our back. We want to keep the shoulders away from our ears. And as we are lifting, we're not bending the neck back at all. We're keeping it nice and straight with the body. Keeping our tummy pulled up, belly buttons pulled in. And now I want you to lift your arms up off the mat and pull back. This is called the breaststroke, where you lift up as you pull back. There we go. So hands up, you pull them forwards. Tip your hands back to the side and pull up. This is a really good exercise to working the top of your back. Really pulling that shoulders down and coming back. And pulling back. Good. As you can see, the palms turn at the top of your head. So you pull them up and you pull. Good. And pull. Again, remember to breathe. It's quite a hard one to keep breathing. Good. So we're now just going to keep our hands up above, and we're going to do opposite arm to leg. So we're lifting the opposite arm to leg, keeping the head on the floor for this particular exercise. So we're extending up and out with both the arm and the leg opposites. This one's really good at working your glutes, your legs, your arms, your back. It's quite a good sort of all-round workout. Try and keep your abs engaged as you're sort of doing these exercises, keeping your pelvic floor muscles engaged as well. There's lots to think about. But remember again, just to breathe, lifting that opposite arm to leg. Right, we're going to move on. This one is called swimming. Now this is quite a tricky exercise, and if you find it too difficult, that's fine. Go back to what we just did before. But if you think you can do this one, that's great. You go into an arch shape and you kick opposite arm to leg, but keeping them off the floor. It's pretty much like doing front crawl in the swimming pool. We're now going to come up and go back into the swan pose, just relaxing all those muscles that we've just worked. Just giving them a little bit of a break. You can have a drink if you need one. And then we're going to go back onto our backs this time. So just gently rolling back down. Hands by your sides for now, feet up. Keeping our feet nice and flat on the floor, and then we're going to roll up into the bridge. This one is very similar to like when we roll down at the beginning. You want to feel your spine going one vertebra at a time into the mat and off the mat as you roll up. You kind of really want to try and create that sort of dishing shape in the spine. This is really good for working your abs and your bum and your legs, and again, it's a really good exercise. Let's keep breathing in and exhale to go up. Breathe in, hold, and exhale to come back down again. Good. Try and keep those legs as still as you possibly can as well. Shoulders away from the ears. If you find that your neck is a little bit uncomfortable, you may need to roll a towel underneath, just like a small hand towel, just to keep your neck nice and straight. Good. Now we're going to come and sit down. I always like to sit cross legs. Feel free to sit comfortably if you want to sit with your legs sort of in front of you, whatever you want to do. But the first thing that you need to concentrate on is keeping that spine nice and straight. We're going to pretend we're holding a big sort of beach ball, and we're going to twist from side to side, working our sides here. You don't want to move your hands, so your hands follow your shoulders. And it's just twisting through the waist, not through the shoulders. Again, remember to breathe, holding in those tummy muscles, pelvic floor muscles as we sit here nice and straight. Just sitting up straight is quite hard to do in the first place. So then adding this twist as well is really working those core muscles. Just really concentrating on keeping those arms sort of where they are and not extending them out too far. And I want you to try and stand up without touching the floor with your hands. And then we're going to go feet further than hip width apart. And I want you just to push your hands down onto the floor, but I would like you to try and extend your back so that it's nice and straight. And then you come back up, and then you tip forwards, touching those hands to the floor, really reaching up. There. I'm going to show you from the side now. So I'm reaching forward, my bum is staying sort of ankle height, and I'm kind of keep my back as straight as possible. Really stretching the legs and the spine doing this. You don't want to stick your bum up too far backwards. You just want to try and get that spine as flat as possible. Good, we're just going to keep going on this one. This is a really nice stretch. Really stretching down, trying to flatten that back out, and stretching all the way back up again. Now we're going to come and just go onto our tippy toes. We're going to take our arms up as we go up onto our tippy toes, breathing in and exhaling, bringing the arms down to the sides, breathing in and breathing out. And this is going to be the final exercise for this particular session. Just keep breathing in and breathing out. So that's the end of this session. I really hope you enjoyed it. As I said at the beginning, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe, and I'll see you in our next lesson. See you later.